I missed my therapist appointment. Again. Delicious. And it's my calendar that's making me miss my appointments. No wonder I got trust issues. Did you know there are over 1,000 apps for calendar and task management on Play Store and App Store? And yet, according to some recent surveys, about 42% people are missing their doctor appointments. So clearly, me missing my therapist appointment is not just because of my poor memory. Keep in mind, without insurance, a doctor appointment can cost you anywhere between $100 to $400. So why are so many people missing their doctor appointments despite all these digital calendar apps out there? Hi, my name is Sadia, and today we're looking into the problem with all calendar management. The problem that makes you miss your therapist appointments, submitting homeworks on time, attending online seminars, or buying your favorite yogurt on your way back home. Why do we need calendars and reminders in the first place? Well, over the years, human brains have developed a system that I call selective store and recall. Not everything that we do every day or try to remember gets stored in our brain. The way I think of human brains is like a literal computing machines. We have some compute modules, hard drive storage, RAM, and a very efficient neural engine. The way information gets processed by our brain is whenever something is happening, it either makes it to the hard drive and goes into the long-term storage, or it just gets discarded. The information that my brain deems important to be stored in hard drive and I should be able to recall it is just beyond me. Sometimes my brain keeps me up the entire night before a flight because it thinks I'm gonna miss the flight. At other times, it doesn't even ring me a teeny tiny bell when I'm missing a meeting with my therapist or with my professor. So what information gets stored in our brain, what information our brain thinks is important enough, is just crazy. It's an imperfect system, and this imperfect system is the reason we need to rely on external tools like calendars and reminders to help us stop missing our appointments. This is what my Outlook calendar looks like. But this is what my calendar looks like on my phone. Wait a second. Did I just double book myself again? Damn it. I need to stop doing that. But this is what happens when you have a Google Calendar, an Apple Calendar, an Outlook Calendar, and a bunch of other calendars. Wouldn't it be just easier to take a paper, make a calendar on it, like this, and just stick it onto the wall? There you go. Problem solved. Yeah, Thursday sounds perfect. Let me just check with my calendar. Yo Siri, do I have anything in my calendar for Thursday evening? Oh darn it. I'm using a physical calendar now. Let me just go to office and check. I think it's time to switch back to a digital calendar. You see the problem. So here we are, and I have done 2 days worth of research on the best calendar app out there. Turns out, it's Outlook. Definitely. For sure. Maybe? I don't know. We're gonna see. I have 9 different email accounts. A personal account, a bunch of school accounts, a bunch of accounts for my website. Grad school is tough, my friend. Managing 9 different email accounts and you miss one single appointment for grad school and you're in trouble. I share a lot of helpful tips and tricks for grad school, for getting in and then getting through grad school on my website sadiakhaf.com. I'll put the link in here somewhere. do check that out, and don't forget to sign up for my newsletter, because I keep sharing some tips and tricks that help me get through grad school over there, as well as some free courses that I offer from time to time. So don't forget to sign up for my newsletter so that you don't miss out, and because you're an awesome person. Anyways, managing 9 different email accounts is tough. Managing 9 different calendars and task lists is even tougher. I have a personal task list, a YouTube related task list, a school task list, research to-do list, my newsletter to-do list, my creative workflows related list, a grocery list that's shared with my husband, another family, house, home related task list. So I keep getting lost in all these task lists and to-do lists and calendars that I have, and then I miss my appointments, and then I have anger management issues. Or was it time management? I don't know. At this point, I'm just a package full of calendar management issues. The reason I missed my appointment with my therapist was I added it to my Google Calendar on my phone, because for some reason they use Google Calendar. They sent me the invite, it automatically went to my Google Calendar. Now that's fine as long as I have my phone with me, because Google Calendar integrates nice and well with my phone's calendar and I get my notifications. The problem, my phone was on the charging in the bedroom and I was here working on my desk at the time of my appointment. So I never got the notification on my desktop because I never opened Google Calendar as a browser tab in my computer. I like to keep my browser clean with the minimum number of tabs possible. I only use Outlook Calendar on my PC, which doesn't integrate quite well with my Google Calendar. If only Microsoft, Apple, and Google could work together to make all their calendars work perfectly with each other, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have anger management or calendar management issues, and I wouldn't be making this video. There are pros and cons to all these calendar management apps. The one big con being that they don't work well with each other. I love the Outlook's functionality of color-coded categories, and you can basically just at a glance see which days are for your shooting, which days you're just sitting on your desk in your PJs and you don't have to dress up and you're just working on editing and posting your videos, or which days I have to go to ETS for my research, or which days I'm working from home, when do I have an appointment and I need to get ready. So I love the Outlook's functionality. They're just trying to compete with Google and Apple in the sense that they don't provide the same functionality when you sign in with the same account on your iPad. So the Outlook color-coded categories, they just magically disappear when I sign in, even with the same account on my iPad. So I can see my color-coded categories on my PC, but I can't see them on my iPad, because Apple uses a different calendar management system than Outlook's categories. Outlook uses these color-coded categories to show you different types of appointments you have, versus Apple and Google, they use different calendars. So if you want a different color, you have to add it as a new calendar. And adding 9 different accounts and then for each of them adding these color-coded categories as separate calendars, bringing them all together in Outlook is just a nightmare. So Apple, Microsoft, Google, they're all just working separately, trying to compete with each other instead of collaborating and providing the same functionality all across all their accounts. They're trying to create their own ecosystems, which in turn makes our life difficult and doesn't let us get to our appointments in time. Here's what I want from my calendar application. Integration with Outlook, so I can create all my appointments from within my email app for any upcoming meetings that I have, and I just click accept the invite, or I just send invite within Outlook. I don't want a separate app open for my calendar management. I also need integration with iOS Siri commands so that I can manage all my tasks and appointments using voice commands, which is just very convenient. I do use my phone. I have it everywhere with me. Even if I don't have my phone, I have my watch with me all the time. So I want the ability to use Siri voice commands with my calendar and with my tasks. The last thing I need is tasks and calendar in one freaking app. How hard can it be? One app for your calendar as well as your tasks. So when you have a task and you want to drag and drop in your calendar, you should be able to do it while retaining the ability to see it as a task, as a pending thing, as opposed to an appointment. An appointment is just a time block. If it passes and you haven't done the task you were supposed to do, you have no way of knowing it because the time has passed and there's no way you can see it as a pending task. How difficult would it be to just drag and drop a task into your calendar, give this functionality already to us that it shows up as a time block in my calendar when I'm supposed to do a certain task. But if at the end of that time I haven't marked it as complete, I should still see it in my pending task the next day so that I can just drag it again and do another time blocking for this particular task. Here's how I'm managing a temporary solution for now. It's not perfect, but it sort of works. I'm using my school account for managing everything in one calendar. I'm only using my personal account for some certain personal and family tasks, but for everything else, for my work, for research, for YouTube, for my website related tasks, everything goes into my school email account. I'm gonna have to find another solution next year when I graduate. I no longer have access to my Office 365 account, but for now, it works. And here's how I'm doing it. I'm forcing myself to use only one calendar for everything, which is my school email account, the calendar associated with my school Office 365 email. I have stopped using Google Calendar for anything. Whatever appointments I had in it, I've exported them to my Outlook calendar. Now I have nothing at all in my Google Calendar, and I force myself not to use it, to never ever put any appointment in my Google Calendar. And to do it, even on my phone, I have simply disabled my Google Calendar. I have unchecked the option to sync my Google Calendar with my phone. So Outlook Calendar is my default calendar for everything. I have already time blocked my weekly repetitive tasks. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my shooting days. I have time blocked them in my calendar. Every day except Monday in the afternoon is my research at ETS day. So I go to my university and I work from there. That's time blocked. And Thursdays and Fridays are my potato days, when I don't dress up, when I don't get out of bed as quickly, and I just work on my computer here to do my video editing, post-production. Mondays are my creative days, when I write the newsletter that I send you guys weekly, which, by the way, sign up on my website. And I work on preparing the scripts for my videos. So those are already time blocked in my Outlook calendar. Now Outlook calendar, these color categories that I have created, I only see them on my desktop here. I don't see those color categories on my iPad, even though I am signed in with the same Outlook account. That's the only calendar that's syncing with my iPad and my phone. But for now, I'm fine with it. C'est la vie. When it comes to tasks and to-do lists, I'm using a combination of Microsoft to-do list and Apple Reminders, the default Apple Reminders app. Microsoft to-do list is a strange app. I still sort of don't understand the relationship between the to-do app and just the Outlook app. Outlook app has some tasks within it, and then they went ahead and created another to-do app. I don't really get the point, but it works for me, so I'm using it. Here's what I do. I have a must-do list and a might-do list for my tasks, for my daily tasks that I want to do, regardless of any categories. I put everything in one of those two lists in the morning. So when I'm in the bathroom, when I'm using my phone, despite scientifically being proven how unhygienic it is to use your phone in the bathroom. We all still do it. So I put everything that I want to do, I want to accomplish in a particular day in one of those two lists, must do or might do. Must do only contains a maximum of 3 tasks. I keep it short so I can get it done. Might do is a longer list. It keeps updating towards the end of the day. I keep adding and removing tasks to it, but the bulk of the tasks get added in the morning so that for the rest of the day I don't have to worry about planning my day and I can just get to doing stuff and getting things done. So after adding those tasks to my must do or might do lists in my Apple Reminders app, I can do it using voice commands as well as just by typing them. And the way I do it is I have also synced my school email account for reminders on my phone. So the Microsoft 365 account that I use on my desktop is also syncing to my phone's reminders. And I create these reminders specifically in my school's email account rather than creating them on my default Apple ID account, iCloud account. I don't know, whatever the terminology is. So once I create them there, they automatically show up in Microsoft To-Do app as well as in Outlook tasks. I don't just leave them there in Microsoft. When I come to my desk here, I start working. The first thing I do is I open the To-Do app, and from the must do and might do, I start planning my day because I have some pending tasks in there from yesterday, from the day before, anything that I want to get done today, I add them to my day category there. Once it's there, then I go to my Outlook calendar, and if there are certain tasks for which I know I want to get them done by 10 a.m. or by 4 p.m., if I have a time block in mind, a time when I want to do them, I just drag and drop them into my calendar in Outlook to time block them. This way, they do show up. I do get notification for them that it's time to do script writing for your YouTube. But if I don't do it, it still remains as a task in my Microsoft To-Do app as well as in my Apple Reminders app. If I am done with it, I click done. I mark it as complete either on my phone or on my PC, and that gets out of the way. This is the solution I have so far. It works for me now. I'm definitely gonna have to find another solution after a year, I guess, or 2 years when I graduate, because I'm not gonna have access to my email account. So if you guys have another solution, I saw that some of you are using Notion for your workflows. So I'm still new to Notion. I don't have fully the idea how calendars and tasks work in Notion. So if you know something about that, let me know. If you have a workflow that really absolutely works for you, be it a paid app or a free app, a physical calendar or a digital one, please let me know. This is a call for help. Let me know how you manage your day with your calendar and your tasks, please, in the comments or by pinging me on social media, anywhere. Anything you can do to save my life and help me not miss my appointments is highly appreciated. If you learned something from this video and you still don't hit subscribe button, your coffee will taste bad for a week. Yep, I put a magic spell on this video. Bye bye.